Here's a quick question for you. Who has two thumbs, just went to a major RC event, didn't run a single truck? This guy.
Welcome to CK4RC.
Welcome back to the channel. Before I went to Beat the Creek, I was showing off some products I got from g.t.power and showing off some of their features and their functions and things like that, but I didn't actually have a chance to use them. Well, I have a whole pack of fully charged batteries that I didn't get to touch at the event, and I need to get them down to a storage charge because I'm not going to be going through this many batteries anytime soon. So with that, we're going to pop these chargers out and we're going to do a little bit of discharge, a little bit of storage charge. We're going to check out some of the functions and the features on these. And while I'm doing that, I will also show you a couple really cool things I found out about the JetFan 2 that really surprised me. So let's check out these things a little bit more in depth now that I actually need to use them and see how they perform. Let's do that. There we go. We've got my battery hooked up. We are checking the storage charge. It's doing its thing. Got the battery plugged into the charger. We got the balance lead plugged in, so that way it can sense how many cells it needs to do, and it can tell how well the cells are charged compared to each other and everything else. And so yeah, it's just going to do its thing, and it's going to storage charge this battery for me, and we'll see how long that takes. So I just plugged it in, and I will set a timer to see how long it takes to storage charge this battery. In the meantime, while that's doing its thing, I want to show off a couple things that I found out about this JetFan 2. This thing is really cool. First of all, did I show the kind of attachments that it comes with? If you want to blow up like an air mattress or a pool inflatable or anything like that, there's attachments in there. You can do that. So I've got this thing charged. I didn't need to use it at Beat the Creek. I was afraid I was going to get hot, and so I was just going to use it to blow off my face. So you got the power button down here on the bottom. You just push and hold that for a second, and it kicks in. And then it's just a nice, cool fan. Getting a little hotter, need a little bit more power. Just crank up the turbine. It'll blow your face right off. It'll blow it sideways. And here's something else. This is kind of cool too. So you can turn it off, but if you keep pressing the power button, well, now you got a flashlight on here. Huh. Well, that's pretty nifty. You can use this, like I say, cool off your face. Blow up a floaty, blow up a air mattress if you're camping, or use it to blow off an RC. Just use it to blow off an RC, clean it up a little bit. If I would have run a car or a truck and Beat the Creek, I'd have been using this to blow off some of that mud after it dried up, that mud and gunk. Well, look at that face, that was unnecessary. So, all right, we're going to let this thing do its thing for a little bit, but I wanted to show off the JetFan 2 because this thing, I like it. It's really nice. I've got a couple like personal size fans that like you wear around your neck with a lanyard and stuff, and they don't work. They are just not good. But this thing, I can feel it. That's a good piece of equipment right there. I'm not mad at the JetFan 2. I like that. So that's going to be in my go bag, my RC go bag. Anytime I go to an event, I'll be taking that for sure. And while we're checking out the V6 Pro charger, I'm going to go ahead and hook up the X2 Pro charger, and I'm going to work on another battery. Even though there's an open second channel on the V6 Pro, I just want to see what the X2 Pro is capable of. So I'm going to get that thing hooked up, and I'm going to get another battery running on that. And I really want to check the phone app that this thing uses and see how that works. So I'm going to get that hooked up, and we'll see how that works. Last time when I did a product spotlight on these things, I showed a couple of the menu screens. Well, this is what the screen looks like while the battery is actually charging. You can see the percentage of the battery level. You can hit a stop button down there on the bottom. You can see the level of each cell, the current, the charger temperature, all the data you could want to see how well your battery's charging and how efficiently everything is working, and if there's any signs of danger. This one was just beeping and sounding off and letting me know it is done and good to go. And I'm working on getting this one plugged in over here. I'm having a A little bit of a hard time getting it going, but we'll see what I can figure out with the app, because I'm having a hard time getting the menu set on the screen there. So we'll see. Here we go. So what's the final verdict now that I've had a chance to actually use these as the way they were intended, instead of just taking them out of the box and showing them off a little bit? The V6 Pro, super easy to use. I love the wireless charger on top up here. This works great for your phone. This is a great 2-channel charger. Really good. I love this a lot. The X2 Pro over here, I still have it doing some work for me. By the way, the V6 Pro, it storage charged this thing in less than 15 minutes. 3S battery, less than 15 minutes. No complaints. That's awesome. That's great. The X2 Pro, I got this thing still doing work for me. Like I said, I'm storage charging this 3S battery. I'll be using both of them at some point in the future, but I'm not exactly sure when. So I don't want to keep them fully charged, just in case it is a little while. So having them do work on that, I am going to have to get some more battery adapter cords. I don't quite have what I need to do my mini batteries, my 2S batteries for my mini crawlers, but I will get on that. And then I'll be able to do 4 batteries at a time between these 2 chargers. I've used the app on this to get it going, and I showed you the screenshot of what it looks like when it's actually in progress. A lot of good data in there. You can track that from your phone. That is a phenomenal option. I love seeing that. No complaints at all. So if you're looking for a new charger, these 2 options from GT Pro, I don't have anything bad to say about them. And I'm not saying that just because they sent them to me. The X2 Pro, I did have a little bit of difficulty getting the battery hooked up. Turns out it was user error. I had the balance lead plugged in backwards. I don't like to admit that because, I mean, we all know I'm just a big old dummy anyway. But still, I flipped it around and it's working like a charm. The app is working just fine. Everything's working as intended. No complaints. So there's that. The Jet Fan 2, phenomenal. Love that thing. I'm going to pack that in my RC go bag anytime I go anywhere. So no complaints at all from the 3 products that I've been able to test so far. I still have the headlights and the sound module that g.t.power sent me that I want to test out at some point. I don't know when I'll get around to that though. They're a little bit out of my scale, but we'll see. I do want to play around with them, so we'll check them out at some point. But for now, that's what we've got for the update on the supplies from g.t.power. If you're curious, check them out. It's pretty good stuff. So no complaints here. Make sure you hit that quadfecta before you go. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. Keep doing RC stuff, and I'll see you next time. Big time thank you to my members and channel partners, and if you would like to join the ranks, click on that join button for exclusive content, never before seen videos, early access to videos, and other exclusive content, pictures, polls, and having an active voice in what comes next on the channel. So appreciate the support. Click on that join button, and thank you so much to the channel members.